like anything else, dictation is a skill, and you can train it, and you can learn how to do it. I will say it is definitely a mental shift from typing. It's a whole different area of the brain, it feels like sometimes. But that's okay, because the books that we end up with, in my experience, are just as good, if not better, than the ones that we would get if we typed them. To combat that, I recommend a few things. First of all, I have to have an outline. I have to have a very in-depth, very detailed guide to what the book is going to be. Now, for my outlines for dictation specifically, I have to make sure that every scene that I'm outlining, that I will dictate later, has three things really nailed down. And those three things are the character or characters who are in the scene. I also need to know the location. I really need to make sure that I've got that one figured out before I start trying to dictate. And then the last one is the goal. So what's my goal as the author for the scene, but also what are the goals of each of the characters in the scene? Now, this is pretty reasonable writing advice, pretty typical stuff. You've probably heard this kind of thing before. But when we dictate, it becomes especially important. We are going faster by nature as we're writing. So we want to make sure we know the characters, we want to make sure we know what they're trying to do, what each one is jostling in position to try to do. Now, you may find that you need something different in your outlines, but really this came after years of experimentation and just trying to figure out what I needed as an author. I found that I couldn't just get in the car and tell a story into my phone and have a book come out of it. I really needed something more than that structurally. Another key tip for me in my outlines for dictation specifically is to be detailed.